is it Blue Q? Is that the brand? And
yeah, I think so.
So those, I love those bags.
I need to
much.
give you some.
Yes.
If I didn't have to save my stinking money.
Yeah.
And then hop, skip, and a jump over to Lila and Claudine's. Theirs was Animal Rescue.
They had a really cool display of a doghouse with Joy. I don't know whose dog Joy is, but that was sort of one of the inspirations.
And they had 3 patterns and 2 or 3 different types of yarn. I don't remember.
Well, I think it was just 2 colorways.
Well, then there was that green.
The green and the blue.
Green and the blue, but then the one that she got was a different colorway. It was more of a variegated, but it had purples and blues and pinks and different colors.
Was that one of the official shop?
That's what they were saying, yeah.
Oh, I was only aware of the 2, the blue and the green. But, I don't know. I got the blue. It's pretty. I think they had a crochet, I think it's a shawl, wrap, something like that. I think I might do that.
And we ran into some W friends over there.
We did run into some W friends.
So that's always pleasant when we get to run into people that we see. What was it? What was the one we were coming out of that they commented on our cowls? They picked up on it. Was that after Lakeside?
That was after Lakeside, yeah.
A couple people have noticed our cowls this time.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was nice.
They are fairly prominent pieces of accessory.
And then we went to Sheepy Yarn Shop where I got instantly recognized. They took my picture actually, I think they took my picture the first year. I don't think they took it last year. And theirs was Amelia Earhart, right?
Yes.
Yes. I did love their colors. Both options were really pretty.
Yeah.
Kind of the pinks and neutrals, but then they had a brown and pinks.
Well, yeah, the pink I think is all the same, and then it was sort of a gradient of 3 browns or 3 grays.
And it's an aviatrix scarf.
All these multicolor things with all the ends to weave in. Gosh.
And I did love that 3 kittens, going back to that they handed me a men's knit night, which I would totally go if it wasn't, almost like 40 minutes away from my house.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hike.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hike. And now we're heading off to our home shop just to check in and see how they are, because we miss them.
Yes.
So we're on day 2 of the shop hop.
We started our day at the Yarnery in St. Paul.
We did 11 yesterday?
We did 11, technically, yes.
Okay.
Though our feed, like anything that we posted, is going to make it look like we only went to 10 because we're saving 11. We like to go there every day. So, okay, I'm loving that that's coming through the speaker.
I know, right?
Our phone is plugged in. So the Yarnery had, their main yarn was by Neighborhood Fiber Company, I think is the name of it. They have used them in the past. I actually knit a cowl from them a few years ago. It's one of the few things I've made from the hop. I really liked it. And then
their hero was
I think
Voices of Equality.
Yes. I thought it was really fun that they had 2 patterns. One of them was a scarf, so they had their yarn is a sort of a variegated mini skein, I think is the special shop hop, and then 5 different solids to choose from. So,
well, that's right, it was 5.
Yeah.
And see, I don't mind when they do that, when it's like one main and then a couple variations of solids, so you get your color.
Right. It's sort of interesting though. One of their patterns is kind of a scarf, really pretty. But then their other one was a baby sweater, which is that's really unique for the hop. I thought that was really cool.
I don't recall ever seeing a baby anything before.
I think even if it's not something that I personally am going to knit or crochet or whatever, I still think it's fun when they have different types of things that you can make out of that kit, like the sweater or was it last year? Yeah, last year W had the teapot cozy. Or a hat, yeah. It was one or the other. But the teapot cozy is fun, right?
But I don't have a teapot, so...
Well, right. But if you do, that's a cool thing. Or maybe you buy one to put your tea cozy on.
I'm really tempted to get a teapot, not just so I can make the cozy.
Right? It's like, I think I did get 2 skeins because I thought I might make both someday. So, yeah. The Yarnery is always kind of...
Yeah, I've always enjoyed their patterns, I think.
Have that kind of teapot. Actually,
is she gonna get picked up by the mic?
Possibly. Which is fine. That's Jan, for those that don't know.
Yeah. To boost your signal. Oh, my phone is buzzing. That's what's going on. Oops. So yeah, but then we made a couple of detours. Are we gonna talk about our detours? Okay.
Totally.
Absolutely. So I recently discovered that there is one place within 100 miles that sells Leuchtturm journals. I don't know if that's the correct.
Well, maybe we should tell them where it is, because then everybody will go there and they'll be sold out all the time. I'm just kidding.
Well, they'd be doing well for themselves.
Yes,
they just have to order more. They'll be fine.
Right.
The store is Wet Paint. I tried to call it Mixed Paint, and GPS couldn't find that. Wet Paint in St. Paul, also on Grand Avenue, like the yarnery, just, I don't know, a mile or two down the road. They have a lot of art supplies, which mean nothing to me, but then they also had journals, and
which meant everything to me.
Pens, right?
I could stay there all day.
And notebooks and some pencils. They didn't have as many pencils as I was maybe hoping that they would have, but they did have a good selection of some Blackwing pencils.
Had a huge selection of colored pencils and pens and canvases, and I even saw like tattoo stuff, and just like everything was there.
Calligraphy, origami paper.
Oh my god, their calligraphy, all the different nibs. Yes.
Yeah, that's someplace I definitely want to go back to.
Yes.
Check out other things. I did get a special Leuchtturm journal that Wet Paint had made that has like an outline of the state of Minnesota on it, and then WPSP, which I assume stands for Wet Paint St. Paul.
Yep.
So that was kind of, I don't need a Leuchtturm journal, but one with Minnesota on it's kind of cool.
Heck
so
yeah.
I'll take it. I did take it. Along with a bunch of, the main thing that I wanted was that they had Blackwing Volume 73 pencils in stock, which are really pretty blue. They're Volume 73, which is a number that I really like. I'm not sure I want to say why. It might have something to do with my age. But it's a really pretty blue, and I've heard really good things about that pencil, or read things online about that pencil, so an opportunity. And they had pens and pencils on sale.
Right.
So
that was a good day to go.
Yeah. And then I got they have some of the two-ended pencils where it's one is a pencil on one end and a red on the other, which I really like. I actually have gotten one of those from somewhere else in the past, and recently used it at work and had to instantly order another one so I could make sure I could leave one at work. And now I just bought another one. And then was it a pencil on one end and a yellow highlighter, like a pencil highlighter on the other end, and then one is red on one and blue on the other. So got some pencils. I like my tools. And then I was very sad recently to realize that Starbucks had closed all of the Tivana locations. I knew that some of them were going to get closed, but I didn't know they were all closed. But then I sort of somehow accidentally found this local tea place called Tea Source. They have, I think, 3 stores. And so we went to one of those that was not too far away from Wet Paint.
And that was my first time ever going into an actual, tea shop.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah.
So it was kind of fun to just
smelled
check
wonderful
out.
Walking in there.
Yeah, I loved it. And they had a catalog that you can look through to check out.
And tons of tea accessories.
Things. Yes.
Yeah. We'll have to go back there for sure again.
Yeah, yeah.
And you could sit and have tea there, so.
Well, yeah, I was. If it weren't for the hop, I would totally sit down or at least order some. Right. They had hot or iced tea, or it looks like you could order a pot to have to sit and maybe share a pot or whatever too. So, yeah, there are a couple other locations that are a little closer to home that might work out better. But it was kind of fun to stop in that one since we were so close.
Right.
Check it out, and then we rejoined the hop.
Well, we have lunch?
Wait. Well, that's right. We stopped and had lunch first.
Yeah.
What are you pointing at? I know where we are. Yes. Well, it's A. Perkins. It's the one with the guy who would always call me lady. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, isn't that universities?
No. Oh. No. I think it was this one. I'm not positive about that, though.
I think it's
we go to too many Perkins locations, is what we're saying. But yes, we stopped for lunch at Snuffy's Malt Shop. Also, just a mile up the road from Tea Source. So we were able to get in, which sometimes those places are really, really packed. But we were able to get in. We were able to get a table and had some delicious malts and burgers. But
yeah, the malts.
The malts were really the big draw. Yeah. I had fudge and banana, which was good. It was very fudgy, a little light on the banana, but it was
both
good.
Me and Jan had dreamsicle, and as she said, it was a dream. It was. And what was in between T-Source and Snuffy's, what was surreal was realizing when I stepped out and we got back to the car that I was literally 1 block up on the same street of my old grandmother's and great aunt's house that I used to go to every weekend. So I was literally in my old other stomping grounds. And then after Snuffy's, what did we do? Who did we hit next? Stephen B's.
Stephen B.
Love Stephen B's.
It's like the only thing that is not so awesome about Stephen B is that it's in the city.
Yes, I wish it was closer.
Right. Suburban folk.
Right.
So I think they have so many fun things there, but it's just the timing and the distance sometimes make it a little bit of a challenge to try to do any of those things.
As I would say, it's my tribe. Glitter and fabulousness everywhere. And then Stephen B himself, unicorn snotted my beard. In other words, he put glitter all over it. And now I'm shiny for the rest of the day.
Possibly longer.
Possibly longer, that crap.
Let's see how that works.
Well, I'll find glitter for weeks.
Oh, it's still sparkly.
Right. Renfest will come around and we'll catch a glint.
Right. So their hero or heroes are firefighters. Mm-hmm. And they had
really
all kinds
stuff.
of things that you could get. There's a firefighter calendar that helps raise funds for Coats for Kids. There was
featuring St. Paul firemen.
Was it St. Paul or Minneapolis?
St. Paul.
St. Paul. Well, good to know. We should mention, of course, why they chose firefighters, or at least one reason why, is that their shop is in an old firehouse.
Oh, yep.
So that was a brilliant choice, I thought.
Right.
And then, so then their pattern was this, it's kind of a really interesting design cowl.
Right.
I think it's going to be really cool.
That kind of comes up on your neck and kind of out.
Yeah. And it kind of covers, and it covers the back a little bit.
And there was also one that had like a hood version.
Oh, I did not necessarily see that, but that does not surprise me.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's one I'm really kind of looking forward to. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of got like open sides that they had closed with jewel closures.
Right.
Jewel, Juul, that were kind of fun. I think I ended up getting orange ones because my yarn has orange in it. We'll see how it looks. Because they didn't have the black ones that I wanted.
And along with that, with the calendar, did we mention the bags and the...
Oh, no, not yet. There were so many things.
I know.
Because, like, they had the yarn. I mean, they had 3 color... it was at least 3. There were 3 main colorways, I think, and then some other things that were Shop Hop exclusive colorways. There was a sort of a neutral tannish with sort of scorchy colors, black and orange and red.
Right.
And something with blues and something with reds, and they all had cool names. Or pinks. Maybe it was more pink. And so then they had bags designed
by Christopher Straub.
Yes.
Project Runway, right?
Yes. It was like his name wasn't coming to my mind. With firefighters on them.
Shirtless firefighters.
Right. And
then the little rescue kits.
Right, yes, the rescue kits, which I'm looking forward to digging into mine to see what's all actually in there. But they're sort of like the tins that you can buy that have
your emergency
little bit
supplies,
of tools in them and stuff. And I have a few of those, but this one, it's a little bit larger, and it had some more things in it that I think a lot of those kits have in there. So, so that's going to be kind of fun to have, and a little keepsake of that hop.
It's always hard going into that store and not just like spending a crap ton of money.
Right. Well, yeah, because on the way out, I managed to only choose one skein of the special Shop Hop yarn. I got the sort of neutral one, and then I did get a calendar and a project bag and the toolkit, and I thought I was doing well. Oh, and a few jewel closures, and I thought I was doing really well. And then there was a whole huge display of Miss Babs. And someone held up a skein. I wasn't even looking at it. Someone held up a skein to look at it, and it caught my eye, and I couldn't leave it behind. It's like really cool orange and black on a sort of a cream base. Oh my gosh. So pretty.
The only other thing I think he needed at a shop was to have shirtless firemen walking around.
Yeah.
Deciding guy behind me.
Oh, and then they had a photo op, which we did not take advantage of, with